Let's do things a little different. A Goofy movie is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's only one of two movies that I can recite word for word. The other movie being 2002's Undercover Brother.
Word. For sheezy, my kneesy.
Now look, I know it's not nothing cool like a Friday or like a Reservoir Dogs or something, but it is what it is. I'm lame. But with a Goofy movie's 30th anniversary being this year, and I'm being fresh out of seeing the D23 screening of it, let me kind of put my love for this movie in a perspective. I kicked out $90 for 2 movie tickets to a 30-year-old movie that I can easily access on my phone. I love this movie. Alright, let me get to the crafting part before somebody clicks off this video. While at the fan event, there was a cutout of Powerline that you could take pictures with, and I kind of want one.
I need it!
So let's attempt to make a life-size, movie-accurate Powerline cutout, and I'm going to give you all the tools so you can make one too, and in the process, let's give flowers in honor of the icon that is Powerline. Alright, I'm ready. Let's hop into it. Let's get it.
We interrupt this program to bring you.
Splatoon.
Today's video is brought to you by those Amazon links in the description and viewers like you. But everything that we used in today's video, I'll leave links down below where you can find it or something similar. Click the link, buy something,
I like money.
support the channel.
Watch the breakdown.
So basically, Goofy wants to bond with his teenage son Max, but Max is more interested in impressing his high school crush Roxanne. So after Max lands in a little bit of trouble at school, Goofy decides to drag him on a cross-country fishing trip, and along the way, chaos, misunderstandings, and some heartwarming moments unfold. And as Max tries to sneak his way to a Powerline concert instead, the journey kinda ends up bringing father and son closer than ever.
Once again, let me get back to the crafting part before somebody clicks off this video. The first time that we see the cutout is in the beginning of the movie in Max's room. And then the second time that we see it is at the record store during the after the day scene. It's like a couple beats after Max gets the jockstrap shot in his face. Anyway, what we have is enough to head in the Illustrator and start piecing this thing together.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here's what we got. I had to take a few liberties because the way it's drawn is not really structurally sound. So I ended up having to fill in the spot between his legs. Pause.
Squirted the shit in my mouth.
Pause. God damn, Boosie.
Next, I separated him into 3 parts, head, torso, and legs, so that he can comfortably fit on the 2x8 banner. I'll leave a link down below where you can download the banner file for free. Now, I like to use Walgreens for my banners because they usually have half off that photo stuff, so I only kicked out about 20 bucks to get my banner printed. Let's check out, and while we're waiting for our banner to be made, let's talk about how Powerline was made. Y'all heard that transition? A1 transition, y'all heard that? According to the director Kevin Lima, the inspiration for Powerline came from Michael Jackson, Prince, and Bobby Brown. Fun fact, the choreographer for Eye to Eye, Anthony Thomas, is the same choreographer for Janet Jackson's 1989 Rhythm Nation. Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Powerline. There you go, your little 6 degrees of separation there. But I can totally see Bobby Brown though.
Bobby!
And the rumor floating around was that Disney wanted Bobby to be Powerline.
Bobby!
So we know he eventually didn't get it. It went to a young Tevin Campbell, who killed it, by the way. Also, Tevin and Prince collaborated on several tracks on his first and second album. Okay, so a Goofy movie hit theaters April 7th, 95. Takes about 2 to 3 years to make an animated film, so let's say roughly they were looking for Powerline around 92, 93, right? So let's look at Bobby Brown's 92 and 93 and see why Disney would say, nah, we good.
A big wedding in New Jersey today. Superstar Whitney Houston tied the knot with super singer Bobby Brown.
Okay, so in 92, Bobby got married to Whitney. Now, if history would tell us anything, when those two got together, shenanigans wasn't far behind, you know?
You mean shenanigans? Oh! You're talking about shenanigans, right?
And from 92 to 93, Bobby was in full swing of his Humping Around the World tour. And allegedly, him and a backup dancer did a lewd act on stage in front of a bunch of juveniles. And let's be honest, that Bobby Brown price tag was probably higher than a teenage Tevin Campbell's. But in hindsight, Tevin was the better choice. He added that fresh sound to the movie and that little bit of flavor that really set it apart. It modernized it. And this little urban kid really appreciated that. Okay, so we got our banner, and the first thing we need to do is cut the head, torso, and legs out. When you finish, you should have something that looks like this. Now, I forgot to record myself cutting the torso and legs out, but y'all get it. Anyway, now we can grab our extra large box, and we want to position our torso and head kind of like this. Then we want to take our glue stick and glue our torso to our box. Now, don't skip out on the glue. Use enough of it. Now, real quick, don't glue this area down yet because we want to be able to slide the legs right under here. Now we can just grab the legs, glue them down, let it dry overnight.
I'm working for an hourly wage. I went to high school, didn't do great.
Now, once everything's dry, we can grab our X-Acto blade and slowly, and I mean this slow.
Yes, sirree. Any minute now.
Cut the power line out of the cardboard box. Okay, next we can start positioning our two halves, making sure that the torso and the legs are lined up properly, while also making sure that that elbow connects with his thigh. Now we can secure the belt down with a piece of double-sided tape. Okay, so here's the most crucial part of this video. You gotta firmly grasp the torso and the legs, and in one motion, we gotta be able to flip this thing over. Now, if we mess up, this could rip it completely in half. Next, we can cut various pieces out of cardboard and hot glue them to these structural points, making the one that connects the elbow to the thigh fairly thin. To make the stand, we can grab our poster board and we can fold that into trifolds. Then we can draw a line from that center crease all the way to the outer corner. Then we can cut right along that line. This is the shape you should have. Now we can line it up to the edge of some cardboard, trace it, and cut it out. Then we can take our newly cut piece of cardboard and fold it into the same trifold. Nah, bro, don't try and fold it on your own. Grab a ruler and fold the cardboard over the ruler. Now we can line it up with the bottom, keeping everything centered, and hot glue that middle part down. Then finally, you can add another piece of cardboard to the center for security. Realize the flaps are too big and can be seen from the front. Trim those up. Use 2 pieces of duct tape to kind of keep the flaps to the back. And then finally, we can stand it up.
One more thing.
The significance of Powerline to me is he was the first time I saw a cartoon character that looked and sound like me. And he wasn't goofy or a sidekick. He was what the kids of this universe idolized and aspired to be. And as a young black kid, I needed to see that. So thank you. Okay, now we can stand it up. I really enjoyed building and making this video. But if you liked it, please consider hitting that thumbs up button and share it with someone who loves a goofy movie. What should we do next? Let me know in the comments. I was thinking maybe something along the lines of Rocco's Modern Life or Dexter. But let me know what you think. Follow Craft Likes on our socials, y'all. Head over Rules and Rogues. We got stuff over there. Thanks for watching. Peace.